Hello everybody and welcome to another video with me, Matt, got up from the Boxing Locker, and today I'm going to talk to you about fixing that high guard, common mistakes that I see people make and the resolutions for those, and why the high guard is a great tool used at the correct time, of course. Now, first and foremost, you guys should know my favorite boxing position. If you haven't seen that video, you need to dive on that now. Head over to my page. While you're there, click the subscribe button. It takes you a second, and I will hugely appreciate it. Now, moving quickly on from that, my favorite boxing position you would have been through if you've seen that video. So I'm in my stance, everything is correct, right? Now, let's just say for the sake of this scenario, for this video, that I've been wobbled or I've been hurt. Now, the high guard is an excellent fallback plan, okay? You've seen Floyd Mayweather use the high guard. You've seen any great boxer, there'll be an example of them at some point using the high guard. Usually combined with decent footwork to get themselves out of a situation, or setting up so that they can lock into a clinch until they get safe. Ref splits them up and then it resets the scenario. Okay, so it's a natural disengagement. Now, the thing with the high guard is you have to do it right. I see people doing this even at a top professional level wrong all of the time. Okay, and the subsequent result of that is knockouts, powerful punches, damaging punches, drained energy, wasted effort, and the inability to convert into attack. And all of these factors can be the difference between you winning a fight and losing a fight, between you winning a round and losing a round. Okay, so first and foremost, the high guard relies on a good stance. Okay, what we don't want to do is stand up when we lift our hands up. Now, if I'm in my boxing stance and everything's nicely balanced, and I put my guard up to soak up some shots, and I tuck up them hands high, I'm in a nice position, everything's correct, and I go, yep, there we go. Now, what I've done immediately by doing that is reduce the resistance in my body, all right? Multiple areas. So I lift up and I put my hands up. Now, what I've done is I've weakened my core, okay? I've extended out them abdominals and I've weakened my core. I'm not clenched up, I'm not tensed up, I'm not in a firm position. I've engaged my glutes, which takes the stability out of my legs. By engaging my glutes, my quads are relaxed. And now all of a sudden, if I get hit, I'm going to fall backwards. My back foot, okay, by immediately coming up, all of the weight is over my back foot. I don't want to come up and lift up there. I want to stay nice and low so my weight is wide and distributed. And then, of course, the other issue is then my arms come up and my chin follows it. Now, if I get hit, it's directed in a line that runs through my head, then my traps cannot resist the punch. So we have a more extreme whiplash effect, and you're more likely to get knocked out with straight shots coming down into the neck. You open that neck area up, you expose your solar plexus. There's a million things. I'll go through those in a little bit more detail, but what we've got to make sure we do when we use the high guard, this is the resolution, is we stay tucked nice and low, okay? Everything becomes more compact, not less compact. Core engages, elbows tuck in tight, and we're in here nice and tight, legs nice and wide. Now when I'm resisting punches and I'm trying to react and defend as shots are coming in, I'm more capable of doing that because I have good balance, I have good resistance, I have good stability, and I'm in a position where I can view what's coming at me from a safer standpoint. So I'm more able to make composed and calm decisions, okay? Which sends me segueing nicely into the next mistake I see, and that is people holding their high guard up too high. You do not need your hands on top of your head. The amount of people I see get their gloves up here, okay? Fundamentally, it's very obvious when you're looking at me what is wrong with that. Somebody throws shots at me, I get my hands up, bosh. Anybody with half a brain throws a couple of shots high, pop, straight down to the body. Expose the solar plexus, open that liver up, get down round backs up into the rib cage, into the heart. Every possible area that you could do any damage is there. Land, spleen, liver, as I said, ribs, sternum, solar plexus, straight down the breadbasket. You're going to be out of fuel, out of energy, gassed out on the floor, panting for air, and then you get stopped, okay? Even if you don't get stopped, you start absorbing them body shots. It's going to sap your energy reserves, and you're going to slow down as the fight progresses. Now, when I'm up here, I've got absolutely no way of resisting a punch that comes at me. So I can't counter because the shot comes at me and it sits my weight back. Even if I'm down low and my hands are up, it sits my weight back because my elbow's so high. So if I'm attacking a person with this guard, I attack the arm, drive the arm up. Now they have no option to counter with a punch, with the elbows tucked in, everything nice and low and tight. I like to think inside of the glove to the cheekbones, top of the glove to the line of the eyes, and then I come thumbs to temples and then round. Now I'm in a nice position because from there I can absorb a shot, counter back, absorb a shot, counter back, counter back, counter back, pop, pop. I can throw quick combos. I can absorb, pop, pop, throw through it, and it doesn't expose me. It doesn't leave me in a weak position, right? It doesn't open that body up. I stay firm, I stay strong, I stay balanced, okay? So that's another thing. We don't come up and we don't have the guard too high. The second thing, don't stick the inside of your glove to your temples. Bop, there's a jab. Bop, there's a jab. Bop, there's a jab. A high guard is absolutely useless if you give them the front of the face, and the same for if you give them the side. So I don't want to bring my guard so far together that I can't see. There's no gap in the middle, and then I'm just getting caught around the ears, and that's going to discombobulate me. I'm going to be sent everywhere, wobbling all over the place. So I need to find that middle ground. Watch. Thumbs to temples. Make a fist. Tuck your elbows into your body. Bring your chin down. Now my hands are in the perfect high guard position. There's a gap straight down the middle. My thumbs are there. My wrists are turned in. My wrists are arced as well, so I'm not straight wristed. I'm nice and arced. That way I can throw shots curved with power from that position. I can ride shots. I can move my head nicely balanced, okay? So I don't want to be out wide or I open myself up to straight shots and uppercuts, and I don't want to be too far in front or I open myself up to big hooks and I can't see what I'm doing. So I can't possibly react to something that I can't see. So you're actually immediately reducing your capabilities, your defensive capabilities, okay? As I mentioned at the start, the clinch leads nicely. The high guard leads nicely into clinching, leads nicely into footwork to escape risky scenarios. So if I can't see, I can't deal with that. If I'm getting peppered with the jab, I can't do that. All right. So it's really important that we have that middle ground between defending the hooks, bop, 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 and defending the straight shots, bop, 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 bop. Okay, you have to be able to do all of those things. Otherwise, there's no value in the high guard. The next thing is getting everything off your body, right? So when I'm here, I see people doing this all the time. Now, anybody that's done this will know, if you move your hand out of the guard, I've immediately created openings. It might work once. I go in there the second time, they fainted, pop, there's the next shot that hits me. Same thing on this side, I go, whoa, boom, there's the gap through the middle, little touch, bosh, straight down the middle. That opens the guard up. Now this hand's out here, this arm's pulled back, you get hit with a flurry of shots, it's going to absolutely mash you up. Yeah, so we need to make sure that we absorb them shots with movement of the body, okay? We use the momentum of the shot to ride, to stay firm, to tuck in, to balance, to roll. See the shot coming, I keep watching, I slip, roll, absorb, tilt down. Everything is compact. Remember that word I said, compact. The high guard has to be compact. Otherwise you'll get wrecked, you'll get broken apart, you'll get taken to pieces by anyone with half an ounce of skill, half an ounce of boxing brain. They'll pick you to pieces, okay? The high guard is too passive in any of the positions that I've showed you. It has to be in a position where you can work from that consistently, where you're never stuck, all right? And that's the difficult thing with having the guard even slightly in the wrong position or getting them arms out. Immediately, once you start using them from that high guard position, you diminish its shell-like status, and as such, it becomes more difficult to work. Whereas when I'm punching from there, it's quick and snappy, pop, and it returns immediately. Pop, back, pop, back, pop, pop, back, pop, 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 back. Nice and wide. I never sacrifice anything about that position. It's really, really important. Now, another fundamental thing that I see people doing wrong with the high guard is presuming they must stand still when they're doing it. It makes absolutely no sense. What you are doing when you put your hands up is giving yourself an easy way out, okay? Think about the old kind of legions, the old Roman legions when they were charging. Shields either side, create a box. Shields over the top, protect from the arrows. They didn't stand still, they kept moving. So defensively, I might want to move back with my hands up. Take myself circling round, get a little bit of space. Offensively, I might think, okay, this isn't working, step in, let's get firm, shut the distance down, deal with the shots, create countering opportunities, okay? It's not a passive thing. You have to move your feet. Use your feet to get to angles. I can see the shot here. There it is. Whop, whop. Roll around, move off. And there I go. Now I'm going to draw the jab. My hands are up, I'm drawing the jab. Catch, whop, whop, whop. Straight down the middle. Moving back out, resetting, have another look. Now I think, right, I'm going to come in. Oh, not working. It has to be movement, guys. It has to be moving all the time. You can't get caught static. And in fact, that rule applies to any guard. You don't want to get stuck, feet stuck in the mud. It's much harder to get going. Think of it like this. How much easier it is to get to 100 miles per hour in your car or 120 kilometers per hour in your car when you're already moving at 60. Time it. You get there much faster. What if you've got to start from 0? That gap from 0 to 60 is the difference between you landing a shot or a counter punch and your opponent getting that second shot in before you get there. So the speed thing is perpetual movement. Stay active, stay moving. Even when I'm sort of on the spot, there's still little steps, little movements. I don't want to get caught still, all right? We're not a statue. You need to be able to react, and to do that, you've got to be mobile. There has to be some element of movement there, yeah? So, high guard. As I said at the start, I'm just waxing lyrical about all the things that I see people doing wrong. And the other thing that I said I would do is I would talk about what I believe is kind of a fundamental flaw in that. And the problem for me with the high guard is its rigidity. And that rigidity, and as I said, that compact nature of it is simultaneously its strength and its weakness, because it has no variability, it has no freedom, it has no kind of freestyle fluidity that enables you to utilize it in tons of different ways. It's very much a workhorse style. It's very much a last-ditch style, and it should be used sparingly. There's a lot more you can do from a more relaxed guard, even if you like having your hands up. Keeping that more basic lead hand longer guard, keeping that working from there, keeping that right hand freer to do more things from there is much, much easier. If you notice, there's very, very few boxers that have ever got to the kind of top levels of boxing using a high guard. Winky Wright was obviously exceptional with that high guard. You've got Arthur Abrahams used the high guard very well. And I mean, other than, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know any others who are very, very good with the high guard. And please keep in mind, they use it as a singular style, not that utilize it at different opportunities. As I'm saying, that's the great thing about it. I'm here boxing, bomb, bomb, get caught with a big shot. Whoa, now I tuck up, get strong, make sure I'm not getting caught with any extra shots. I just try and pick relaxed shots through the middle, just to reset myself, just to regain my composure. If I can't do that, I keep the hands high, I get on my toes, I use my feet, I try and create rhythm breaks to force my opponent to waste energy and chase me down while I recover, and then I reset. The high guard is a fantastic tool in boxing if it is used at the correct time with the correct techniques. We don't let it lift us up. We don't get the hands too high. We don't get the hands too wide. We don't get the hands too close in front. We make sure we're nicely balanced all the time, and we don't move them hands out of the guard except to punch, okay? We don't move them off the head except to punch. One more thing about that I forgot to mention. If you put your hand up to block a shot, the other guy's throwing that punch as hard as he possibly can. You've got to meet that punch with exactly the same force as you go from here to there for it to stop. Otherwise, you'll put your hand out and you end up hitting yourself in the head. Try it and you'll see. And that is very irritating for one thing. And it also prevents you from throwing any counters back. So we need to either commit from there to a block, like a forearm block, get yourself in the way, or commit to a catch and a move off, or a parry from there, or you have to make sure their hands are staying tucked in. Notice thumb to chin, make the fist, tuck everything in. Now I'm compact, legs go wide, always wide. Now I've got a strong base. I can see through that gap. I can move my head. If I need to catch a high shot, boom, catch up, boom, tuck up, boom, tuck to the body. Everything that you need is there. You just need to know when to use it and why. So there we have it, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or thoughts, let me know them down below. As always, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thank you to anybody who's watched it all the way to the end. I know these videos, when I just jibber jabber on till the end, can sometimes get a little bit monotonous. So thank you very much. And have a great day, everyone.